All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Hyliion has had a lot of volatility. We clearly see that here in the chart. It's been in an upward and downward movement, right? But it's been working its way up to newer highs throughout the volatility. It's taking the hits of the normal ups and downs of the market, but it's holding itself up. When you zoom out, it's been slightly holding itself up, about a $2 to $3 difference from those lows, and hanging out in a sideways movement. The question is, could the bulls reappear, take advantage of momentum, and bring themselves up to newer highs? That's the question that we want to pay close attention to and see. I want every viewer to stay tuned and pay close attention to the question I'm going to ask. I'm going to have a trivia question at the end of this video. So stay tuned, pay close attention to the cues, because I will be asking a question in regards to the importance of the next coming days. So stay tuned for that. Now, in this chart, we're seeing here how this is actually bringing itself back up. This was a very volatile day. It actually fell down on Friday, hit newer lows, and then today it actually brought itself back up. So super important to keep in mind that the bulls have gained some momentum here, and we're going to look at our new resistance level, which is the highest point reached, and we're going to look at the lowest point before it ran up, and then I'm going to kind of dissect this section here because it's very broad for every investor to keep in mind, and you guys can draw your own lines or write these numbers down. Now, the lowest point reached in this whole entire bearish run after this low down here, which was about, I'd say 2020, that right there was the lowest point that we've seen. So that's an important number. But right now, recently, the lowest point number that we've seen here is 21.28. You want to keep that point of reference in mind. Super important for the next coming days and weeks, due to the fact that if that gets broken through, this could be on its way to newer lows and moving much further away from the 50-day moving average. Now, the highest point reached before this bearish low was up here at 24.05. I'd write that number down as well, because that's a very important number as this continues to work its way up. So currently, our 50-day moving average is right here at 22.75. Super important number to keep in mind. 22.75 lets us know on what side of the chart we're in, if we're in bullish territory or bearish territory. So we want to keep that number in mind and how this continues to play out. So we're currently at 23.18. If that gets broken through, this is going to be on its way down to newer lows, and we're going to want to watch how the price is reacting between 23.18 and the 50-day moving average, and seeing if the bulls reappear or are the bears tearing this one down. Now, for the bulls to maintain control over this chart and bring this up to newer highs, they need to break through this resistance. And this resistance is 23.58. Turn that into a support, pull away from it, reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and continue to maintain the momentum in bullish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware that this needs to be broken through by the bulls. I want to emphasize it. 23.58 needs to be broken through, turn into a support, so that this can reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Super important for the bulls. That's my emphasis right there, because this 50-day moving average will catch up to the price and by default make it end up in bearish territory, giving leverage to the bears. So you want to keep that in mind. For every single investor, the bulls need to break through 23.58 to continue this momentum. So the tug of war is going to be interesting tomorrow. So we're going to pay close attention to it as it plays out. Now, we do have a support level down here, but before using that as a support, I highly suggest using 22.75 as a midway point to have an idea as a support as well. Now, if 22.75 gets broken through, yes, you'll be in bearish territory, but like I said, this tug of war is going to be interesting, and you're going to want to pay close attention to it, because the bulls could reappear and bring this one back up. So that's why it's so important. Or the bulls can appear before it hits the 50-day moving average and bring it back up and work their way towards 2358. So there's all those different variables that you want to pay close attention to as it plays out tomorrow, and use these cues as points of reference. Now, if this breaks through the 50-day moving average and it's moving fairly quickly down to newer lows, I want to emphasize to all investors that by breaking through 2195, that's just signifying that the bears have gained control. And even if the bulls reappear, we're going to be still below the 50-day moving average in bearish territory, unless they load up on stocks, come in hefty, and literally bring it back up like they did today. I mean, that would be incredible to see again, but I highly doubt that the bulls will be able to load up on that many stocks and bring it up if the bears are dominating by that much. And I would pay close attention to how quickly it was moving down to this support level. And if it breaks through it, that just signifies that we're moving further away from the 50-day moving average, on our way to newer lows, newer support levels. And I would emphasize to all investors to pay close attention to the behavior of this stock and how quickly is it moving away from this support level and moving down to newer lows. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So, trivia question. What is the lowest point reached in this bearish run before the bulls reappeared? And the other question is, what's the highest point before this started to fall? And why is it important to pay close attention to these 2 points? And why is it important for the bulls to break through the highest point? And why is it important for the bears to go ahead and try to break through that? And why is it important for every single investor to pay close attention to these cues? I look forward to seeing your guys' comments and answers down below in the comment section. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. On these dates, the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets, and by doing so, the S&P 500 index is rising several points. Now, what does that mean for us as investors? Well, if the S&P 500 index is rising, there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but per share that does add up. And like I always say, profits are profits. Now in the video, I'm not there to tell you or guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you or show you or guarantee you a ticker symbol to pick from. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold anything. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news that there's an opportunity to make profits by maximizing profits and minimizing losses, whether the market's going up or down, for as long as the Federal Reserve continues to pump the markets. As of right now, they just released new schedule dates. I will be posting weekly a series about this. I just posted the most updated one. I highly encourage you to check it out. If it hasn't already popped up, it should pop up soon, or the link is going to be down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.